Loading Snacks.
What's good, Loading Snacks Universe? Your boy Jokes is here. I got the usual suspects. I got Marcus. I got Sin. And we had to do this quick recording because we just got to the end of Monday Night Raw. And what we've been for now for, I would say, anticipating for at least a few months now and trying to figure out how this was going to play out.
Yep.
But we finally have our first look at the Wyatt Sicks. I'm gonna throw that up on screen. That was the final still image from when the show went off.
That shit is so hard. I'm sorry.
Hey, listen. I don't know what practicing or whatever they had to do in Forbidden Lands or whatever to make sure that they could get that awesome shot at the end of it. It was clean. So let's just start first before we super dig into this. How do we feel about the overall presentation of the way that we got them at the end of Raw?
Man, they went plus ultra, Margekio, Shargon, Renegon. They did the damn thing. And I'm happy with it. I'm happy with this current execution.
Sin?
For me, unfortunately, I wasn't able to see Wyatt's run. I caught the very last match of his, which was him versus LA Knight in that Mountain Dew pitch black match. That's where I kind of jumped back into it. So he was somebody I was looking forward to learning because the creepiness and things that he was doing, I was learning from y'all, was something I knew I would be interested in as where it sounds down like that. But with his passing, I didn't watch the documentary yet or anything like that, but I've been looking forward to this, knowing that the Wyatt Sicks, like those people that was affiliated with him were trying to carry on what he was doing and all that type of stuff. So I've been looking forward to seeing how they were going to bring that back after his passing, and if they were. And just looking forward to getting a look into that because I missed that era of him. And tonight, it did not disappoint. It was very anime, I would say. And as an anime fan, I love it. Joe, look, the camera angles as they're going like from the ring to the back, trying to just figure out what's going on, and seeing the decimation left behind as we get all the way to where the camera's going, and seeing all the characters assume their positions, and like they're the ones that are making the carnage that we're seeing was so clean with the music from the looks. Like I don't know these people, but I'm just so like the theatrics of it. I'm so looking forward to. And first one, me and Mark said, that Nikki Cross. Y'all know I like Nikki. She was kind of creepy, whatever. I didn't do anything with her from when I got into it, so I like that. And then he was like, the second dude was like, oh, that's Dexter Loomis. There's no one like Dexter's serial killer looking ass. But didn't do anything with him. So seeing like those characters that I've liked getting back into it, like possibly not being them, like just help me get more like into it, get excited. But this was shots. This was a great way to bring it.
I dig it.
I'm so in it. Yeah.
I dig it, and it was very dark. It gave us the same vibe when Bray Wyatt made his return. It was that same setup. You know, the sound of like the power shutting down, the lights going out, and of course going to the door. It's like they made sure the homage for Bray was going to be involved with this, which I think was key to this. And you know, we were scared. We did not know how the initial presentation was going to come over, what they were going to do. It was like, listen, this is one of the biggest things that had to be done properly. Because as much as we know Bray has put into the whole entire Wyatt gimmick, it was just, we didn't want this to end up being like, I don't want to say just a shell of what it was that he was trying to portray and do. And I think just what we saw in just them coming out and getting to see them for the first time, that ambiance was completely there. It was like they hadn't missed a beat. Now, I want to talk about what you were talking about, Sam, in the carnage. Like in all of the lead ups to this and the QR codes, like they've been talking about in the last few, like there's going to be a reckoning we're
Yeah.
coming to do. And obviously, when you say that, we don't know exactly what that truly means. But when the camera, of course, shows us first, which we're saying this Nikki Cross, but
Right.
once they get names, if they even have names, she points to the back where the camera starts going through. I feel like we've been preparing for this with all those small going
Yep.
backstage with
Yep.
the camera, preparing, just practicing to get us to this moment. Like I feel like this has been leading
That
to
was the
this.
dry run. It's like, oh, okay, yeah. Like this is these superstars' entrances, but this isn't for y'all. This is for them.
This is for them. And like as we go back and we see the carnage, like everybody backstage just knocked out, beaten down, the smoke that's throughout the whole entire thing. And at first, it was just like in the one area, and I was just like, oh. But then when they go back and they end up in Gorilla, and Gorilla is completely destroyed.
Yeah, Gorilla was a shot, especially with dude on like top of the speaker, just perched, looking over the carnage. He just called us like, this is so cold right now.
I was not expecting that. But then to lead back to this, hold on, let me go to this. They took out everybody,
Yeah.
and this dude Chad Gable was they utterly beat him to a pulp. Clearly on there. I'm just laughing at the fact that like all this is going down while things are still happening out front as far as like a match.
Yeah.
And no one's like hitting the button, the 911 button. Hey yo, something's going on back here right now.
They took out the entire backstage during the main event, and nobody knew that it was happening until the bell rang and was over.
But hey, listen. Right now, I'm trying not to get overly, but right now, I like what they've done, the chaos, and it looks like, and the hope is clearly this has got to spill over between, like me and Mars were just talking, like obviously SmackDown. I'm wondering if they're gonna do NXT.
They gotta do NXT. If who we think is in Wyatt Sicks, then it would make sense that it will spill over to NXT. It will spill over into SmackDown.
So
like it's like how we talked about on the previous episode, on a couple episodes ago. Just like if they gotta do it and they're doing it right, they need to come in and wreck everybody and everything. And I stand by what I said 1,000,000%. Like, and this is how they're doing it. And if they continue to do this, I foresee this being a great thing going forward in the future of this company. Like Bloodline had its era, Judgment Day this is about to be the Wyatt's era.
I think, for me, looking at this and everything they just put into it just now to finally show them to us and bring them in, I feel like this is what the Bloodline was to SmackDown. They're going to be that for Raw. I don't think Judgment Day. Yes, I love my Judgment Day. Whatever. Like they were nowhere near as high as the Bloodline. What the Bloodline was doing. Like they did their job to carry Monday Night Raw. They did it to a great level. But I think this has the chance to rival what the Bloodline did for SmackDown going forward. Without, like I said, I don't know about the stuff you guys are talking about now. Y'all saw that stuff, but I didn't get to see it. But that's just how I feel right now, just coming into it.
We'll take you through some Bray Wyatt history. And so you can understand, like, because especially from where, listen, we're going to take you back to Husky Harris. Like, in order to see where...
Yes.
Listen.
Yeah, see?
The evolution of the character it's one of the best reinventions of a character that probably has happened in history, and it was for the best.
Okay. I'm down for that. Yeah.
But I'm gonna throw the image back up, just so we can kind of go around. So the obvious ones that we're thinking they're already. So Nikki Cross, which we believe is in the front, the first person that we see when the group kicks on. We're pretty confident we got Dexter Lumis. Because when he was sitting there, he had his gloves on. Obviously, they have tattoos as well. We
Yeah,
couldn't
like
fully
his
see.
sleeve, his left sleeve right there is pretty like undeniable.
So Dexter
So,
Loomis is the one with the blonde braids on the right of Nikki.
yep.
Okay.
Yep,
We're pretty confident Eric Redbeard, Eric Rowan,
it's the
whichever way
bunny.
you want to say his name, is the bunny.
Don't know who that is, but I heard you call him out while we were watching the market.
The one down in front, I'm assuming is probably Joe Gacy from NXT. There's been talks that he is going to be involved in the faction.
Gacy?
Yeah, is who we think
With
that is
with the pig little mask and
with the pig
Yep.
mask on.
Oh, okay.
And then
I can see that. Okay.
and then obviously Uncle Howdy, Bo Dallas. There's no denying that one.
Hey, Bo Dallas is dead. This is Bo Wyatt now.
Bo Wyatt, whatever they may do, he's just gonna be Uncle Howdy. Now, but nope, there we go. Now the one thing, so the name. So for the most time, we've been recognizing them as the Wyatt Sicks, like the number 6. But after this and what we've seen, it looks like they are actually going to be known as the Wyatt Sicks. So SICKS.
Okay.
Not as soon as the show ended, the merch went up. So
Gotcha. Okay.
Or already was there, but we didn't look at it until
Right. No, they
Valid.
unlocked
after
it.
the show.
Yeah, they unlocked it.
They just unlocked
on
it.
Screen. Yeah.
So with that being
That was our
said,
last QR code.
I would buy, as long as I like the way the merch looks, I would buy that shirt on.
Hey, the merch looks fire, man. I'm gonna tell you right now.
Hold
So, I don't know if Sin found the graphic. I mean, not Sin. If Jokes found the graphic of the monitor, but what I was talking about with you backstage, that was on the monitor, is the actual logo for the shirt.
Mm-hmm. Actually, I'm gonna share it because I know if I load the image the way that it is not going to show right. So I'm just going to share this right quick.
So the bottom middle is what was shown on that monitor that I was talking about. It's their actual logo.
Mm-hmm.
I already see the shirt I want, and I gotta order the second we get off this call. Like, let us in. I need that shirt. Just that. That's all I need. Let us in.
So we're definitely in good territory for this. So I think we had a good first showing of what it is that they are. But obviously the question is, with the switch, since it doesn't seem like it's going to be known as the Wyatt Sicks anymore, it's still, if there is, technically a 6th member. We know Alexa Bliss during the original Bray Wyatt run was a crucial point in how a lot of this was tied together. Her healing and getting back to herself, but clearly starting to revert back into like that Sister Abigail or whichever variation, is if she is also going to be a part of this. There could be a number of ways that they can do this. Like Marcus even said, you know what, hey, maybe the last member is going to be someone they can rotate in and out. But either way, I think the solid foundation that they have right now, if this is it for it, is in a good place. It's in a real good place.
I think it is Alexa Bliss, and I think SummerSlam is around the corner. I think she'll be revealed at the 6th member sometime between now and then.
Technically,
just off of what just happened, that's just what I'm thinking.
Marcus, I don't remember, but for some reason I feel like it may have been Money in the Bank. When was the last time that when she did that last gimmick where they were like on top of something and she was in the full-on black dress, like that, the whole...
Yeah, she was on top of the present, the giant present when Bray came back as like the burnt up Fiend.
The burnt up version, yep. I wonder if they'll end up hitting us up with something like that. But at the same time, depending on, it's just a matter of seeing how they roll with this. Like you said, Sim, if they are going to be the bloodline to Raw, like this is where they're going to live at. I kind of in the beginning want to see them go between and create the chaos everywhere before finally, maybe buckling down and just saying we're going to take over the one space for it. But I want to see how they can take these characters and put them in certain situations. Like there is a chance, like say if they decide to have them go between both shows, Alexa shows up, she may decide to go after Bailey. Like I feel like with the whole Liv situation right now and what they're trying to do, and especially building back up to Rhea returning, I almost feel like they don't want to necessarily interrupt that. But granted, that's what the Wyatts, that's what they're going to do.
Yeah.
But if they have her,
It,
but to have her maybe show up on that side and say, and same thing with Nikki, like, hey, listen, I need Nikki to get Nikki, whatever your name is, or whatever you're going to be now. I need a decent push. I feel like with the whole Wyatt situation, I feel like those pushes are going to come with each one.
and again, like this is a separate conversation that Sin and myself had. I was like, now everyone can get the push and get elevated to where they should be. Nikki can go back to being a top female women's champion level caliber material. Dexter can come out of that lower mid card to an upper mid card guy, possibly go after a championship maybe in the future. Have a actual singles run. Eric Rowan isn't a stranger to championship goals, so if who we believe the other member is, that's a tag team already there. Can help Joe Gacy on that main event tag team scene because he is a former undisputed tag team champion. And of course, Bo Wyatt, who used to be Bo Dallas, also isn't a stranger to tag team gold. So
Yeah,
he's
Boy
already a champion level caliber player. And going forward, if we already knew Bray was going to get a championship run, we most certainly know Uncle Howdy, Bo Wyatt, is going to be in the main event picture going forward. And whoever you are, like I love Cody, but I need my man to win.
Listen,
I'm sorry, whoever's world heavyweight champion, I don't care if you're CM Punk, you got to get it back of the line now.
Listen, I am eager to see Bo be able to take on some of the main people, especially after the big surprise in the beginning of the show, Seth freaking Rollins showing back up.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wasn't expecting that. I'm happy my man looking healthy out there, already set, ready to go for Money in the Bank. Because like, listen,
Man said, "Oh, I would have went. I would have go and answer myself for the money." Was like, "Yo, bro, chill. Still heal up. Like, what are you talking about?"
hey, listen, I'm hoping he's 100% there. Because listen, Bo versus Seth could be a very interesting and dope match to actually see. Like, obviously, Bo we have not seen wrestle in WWE for a very long time now. After the last time we saw him, he didn't go like to any other promotions or anything like that and continue doing it. He kind of just took, you say, hiatus. He took a break.
Yep.
And when we knew that he was coming back to end up working with his brother, like I was super amped to see how that was going to go. But now we're going to get an opportunity to really see him shine.
We saw a little bit of it right before Bray's untimely passing. We saw a little bit of what he can do, but now this is where, okay, I got the ring rust off. My skills are polished. All right, time to put this product out there that we know the fans have been talking about, know that they want. We're going to deliver it the best way possible for everybody. And this is I see this in the future being a very historic moment in WWE history. This one moment, like you've had The Rock coming back a few times, John Cena coming back, Stone Cold popping up, Hollywood Hulk Hogan, RVD, all these, The Undertaker, Kane, all of these big names. This group here, I have faith. I don't say this often, but I actually have faith this group is going to supersede all of our expectations.
I'm super excited to wake up in the morning and follow my TikTok, Instagram, whatever, like wrestling influencers that I follow, just like to hear their takes on stuff and seeing how they felt about this specifically
Listen,
tonight. So,
I have absolute faith. Right now, listen, Triple H at the helm and doing stuff as of these last few months, and the product and the things that we have gotten have been absolutely
I
amazing.
would not trust us if this was under the previous regime. I would not.
I wouldn't
I
either.
would not believe
And
it.
listen,
Trips is in control.
Triple H, we know, has the utmost respect and wants to make sure that this comes off as being perfect. Like
So, Joe,
there's no way you can't treat this.
do we give him the 5-row treatment with Marvel? Like, in Feige we trust? Like,
In Triple H we trust.
And Paul
Listen.
Levesque we trust.
And Paul Levesque
we trust.
Okay.
Listen, it's been we've seen glimpses of it before. Obviously the transition happened, but clearly once my man was like assumed, like pretty much like, listen, you are creative, you are in control of this, you have got to run with this. Listen, the WWE product has had an absolute facelift, and I am loving everything of where this is going right now. And I don't want to get into the other stuff. Like me and Marcus talked about, like the partnerships and everything that have happened, and we just found out this dude AJ Styles is going back over to Japan to compete. That's a different conversation. That's a whole
Different conversation. Also, make sure you tune into the previous episode to know why he's talking about it that way.
But in Paul Levesque and Triple H, we trust. And right now, the Wyatt Sicks is here. And now listen. All we can do,
so hard.
All we can do right now is just sit back and see where this ride takes us. And I mean, I don't know what to expect. I really don't.
I'm telling you,
I'm hyped for the ride though right now. I'm so hyped though.
Like,
I can't wait until Friday.
Look, I'm not like
Monday.
for
Like,
those
I'm
of you who are
jazzed.
listening, for those of you watching, Sin knows I was gaming as we were watching because I was already ahead. Because we started back to watching from the beginning, so I have a pretty much good idea of what's happening up to a certain point. So I'm gaming, catching up on a couple things, going after a couple trophies, whatnot, playing the story mode. Next thing you know, I hear a piano key. Oh, controller down. It's time. It's time, Sid. It's time, Sid. It's time.
Hey, listen.
Final set.
It was executed. It was executed to perfection, and having them. But now it is just a matter of seeing where this rides to. We're not going to be looking. Unfortunately, we'll be doing weekly for Tuesday, so we won't be tuned in to NXT. But I'm gonna have inside just waiting to hear.
Oh, don't worry. There will be commentary. There will be commentary. I know we don't watch all NXT, but
because clearly,
I will have NXT on and be ready to watch it the second we finish recording.
Clearly, this path of destruction.
So it sounds like impromptu again on Tuesdays if things go down the way it goes down.
We will see.
We will see, and like Tuesday will come. Obviously, SmackDown. Hey, listen. I want to see Uncle Howdy face to face with Cody. Like, listen, to have these next generation stars getting these, I don't want to say the second comings of them. It's
kind of a full circle moment because Randy was Cody's mentor. Cody went, reinvented himself, came back. Cody was Bray's mentor. And Bray Husky Harris left and came back as Bray Wyatt as a reinvention of himself. Now his brother is taking up his mantle. If that face-to-face happens, it is a full circle. Now Cody's a champion where Randy was a champion.
And listen, and I don't need Uncle Howdy to start just going for championships just right now. I just want you to come in here. I just want you to create some chaos.
Yeah.
Just create this chaos amongst everything.
Like, as much as I would want every member to hold gold, I feel as though this group does not actually need
it.
Gold.
Doesn't need it, but you know
They
what?
just need to be the force that just messes everything up.
Chaos.
But they'll earn it.
Chaos.
If things are done properly, they could get this gold and run with it. We haven't had a faction that has had every possible belt. Like obviously with the bloodline, the only thing we were missing was having a woman in the bloodline where they could have had
And
every
they already,
single.
in my opinion, this group here already better the bloodline. Why? Because they have female representation in the forefront.
They can legitimately grab every single championship, the big belt, the mid card, the tag, and the women's. Easy enough. And technically,
Whether it be single women's or tag team.
if
they-
Alexa shows up too, they could definitely get the
She's gonna
women's
show up.
tag.
She's gonna show up.
But as of now, I think we are all on the same page. We were happy with the presentation that we got. And we just finally, like, with all the QR codes and like, I tried to keep up. But after that, probably the third to the last that happened that had like 20 different links in it, I was just like, oh, I can't do this right now. I can't.
Like when they started doing the same stuff with Bray, and it was like follow the white rabbit and everything, which is what they did now. I really felt like I was going down the rabbit hole. I was like, oh my gosh, this is this. I remember this because it's connected to this.
Listen.
And I was going down, like I felt like, as Sin will know, I felt like Gabby.
Yeah.
Every time a QR code came up, I had to rewind ever so slightly, pause that TV at the right place so I could get it and go into it.
I gave up and just left it to y'all because I'm not gonna be able to follow because I don't know anything about this stuff. So I left it to you two gentlemen to just follow the chat that we had. So okay.
It was good. Like, listen, the cryptic stuff, like, even if it ended up not leading to anything, the cryptic stuff is just a key and a part of the whole ambiance of the Wyatt thing.
Mm-hmm.
It just works. Obviously, I'm sure there's some things that everybody's probably still missed within all of it that will just start unveiling itself as we go through a little bit further. But I'm here for it. I'm happy. We're at the point now. It's just a matter of seeing how this whole entire thing rides out. Yeah, but just like I said before, we're on agreement. Awesome debut. Overall, actually, plus that, I'm gonna say this episode of Raw was pretty solid from beginning to end.
Yes. This was a very solid show. Very
solid show overall. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, I was expecting them to like interfere throughout the whole entire night. Obviously, the Q.
I expected like the entire show to be off the rails the entire night from after Drew's segment. We knew Drew was going to have his own segment, and after that, I expected off the rails going to the Dom Live Judgment Day shenanigans.
Nope. Still kept it the normal Raw, and it was just like they threw the tidbits in until we got to the end of the night, and then they just took off. Because honestly, had they come in, it would have just taken away from anybody else's performance and presentation through the whole entire night. So I think they did a good job in not necessarily interrupting every single place, but with the way they destroyed everything at the end, I don't think that's gonna. Everything else is gonna be to the point where probably Triple H is gonna have to come out and to be like, "Hey, listen, I don't know who y'all are, but y'all are ruining my show, and I ain't having that."
Hey, I just need, like, if they show up tomorrow or today on NXT, I'm gonna need Sean to be like, back in my day, we didn't do all these crazy shenanigans.
Hey, Sean can still take a bump. Sean gonna take a bump from somebody. We know Triple H ain't gonna take no bump. Sean will take a bump probably. Sweet. So with that, guys, the Wyatt Sicks is here, and all we can do, sit back and enjoy this ride and see what we lead to. Obviously, we got Money in the Bank in a few weeks. We'll see how they'll come into play for that. But gentlemen, I think we can go ahead and wrap this little impromptu session up here. For those, if you guys haven't seen it, you're watching this, go watch that and then come back, cause
watch the previous episode, and if you really want to go down that rabbit hole, watch the Bray Wyatt documentary on Peacock. Strongly recommend. It's a pretty lengthy watch, but it's a good watch.
Have a box of tissues. have a box of tissues or something.
If you want to have a really good general understanding of like not everything, but I would say a good 75% of what we're talking about, go watch the documentary.
Just have tissues. Tissues. But we're gonna wrap it up. So for the homie Marcus, for the homie Sin, this has just been your Wyatt Sicks introduction. I don't even know what the title is right now, but we are happy.
Into the
They are here.
Into the 6 we go.
Yeah.
They are here, and it looks like there's going to be a chaos ensuing on every show for all we can say.
Yeah,
but
Motorsport.
Until the next time, we will catch you later.
Ta-ta for now.
Loading snacks.